Hello, people with the NFL, which is just probably not, but if you happen to stumble upon this video, today we are doing the first annual head coach boxing bracket. This is just a silly little idea of a bracket of which NFL head coach will win in a 1v1 fight. Here we go. Starting off, we got Nick Sirianni versus Todd Bowles. I think Nick Sirianni takes off this win. I mean, have you seen the guy? He's passionate. He cries. He yells. Todd Bowles, I bet he'd be a little scaredy cat. The second match, we got Mike McCarthy versus Brian Schottenheimer, who used to be his offensive coordinator. Ooh, this is a little bit of a revenge game for firing him. I think Mike McCarthy absolutely bodies him. Next fight, we got Sean McVay versus Zach Taylor. Similar build, probably, I would say, but Sean McVay looks like he has a lot of passion. When Zach Taylor, he looks like he gives up easily, you know. He lets his QB get tackled. He doesn't like building O-lines and defensive. Sean McVay wants to win. He's in that winner's mindset. I'm going to have Sean McVay, one of the greatest coaching branching trees that are starting. You know, all these head coaches coming from his resume look amazing. He's a leader. This is actually kind of a banger matchup. D'Amico Ryan versus Dan Campbell. Shoo. D'Amico Ryan could be an upset, but Dan Campbell, we've seen him. He got a big heart. Lot of fight. This is another banger matchup. Andy Reid versus Mike Vrabel. Shoot. Andy Reid, I don't know if you bribe him with a little bit of food, maybe, but like we saw in the playoffs when Mike Vrabel headbutted that player with the helmet, he's willing to bleed for him. I'm gonna go Mike Vrabel. And I know I said this is boxing, but maybe this is street fighting. You know, I don't know. This is still 1v1. Clint Kubiak or Mike LaFleur? I don't know, bro. This is a kind of a toss-up here, but I think go either way. But I think Mike LaFleur is not built that big. I'm going to be honest. I think I've seen pictures of him. He ain't built like that. Clint Kubiak. Here. This is another banger matchup, bro. How does it keep automatic? But I just randomized it, and they're giving me banger matchups. Aaron Glenn versus Ben Johnson, the two coordinators for the Lions the season prior to this one. Oh my, I don't even know, bro. I feel like Aaron Glenn may be a little too nice. I think Ben Johnson may do a little bit of a trick play, you know, mid-fight. He may kind of trick him out. I think I'm going to go Ben Johnson. Mike Macdonald versus Kevin Stefanski. Similar, actually, I think Kevin Stefanski would get a little bit angry. Mike Macdonald was a really nice guy, I've seen. So I think I'm going to go Kevin Stefanski. I think this is an easy matchup. Kevin O'Connor wins. I'm pretty sure Todd Monken's like 60-something. So that's an easy one right there. Bro, these are actually banger matchups. I feel like these two dudes are like the same exact dude. Liam Cohen and Dave Canales. I think I'm going to go Liam Cohen. You know, he proves he's an underdog. You know, the Jaguars weren't supposed to be good, and they cooked this season 13-4. He has the mindset of an underdog. I'm going to have Liam Cohen. Kyle Shanahan versus Mike LaFleur. I don't think this is a matchup, bro. Kyle Shanahan bodies him. You know, keeps coming back. Jesse Minter versus Dan Quinn. I don't know, actually. This is kind of a toss-up. I think I'm just going to go younger here because Dan Quinn's a little old. So I'm just going to go Jesse Minter. Jim Harbaugh versus Sean Payton. They're both old, but I think I'm going to have to go Jim Harbaugh. He looks like he's still got some energy left in. We've seen him practice with the team. I think I'm going to have to go Jim. Robert Saleh bodies, but he's built like a machine. John Harbaugh he's built too, but he's up there in age. Jeff Hafley versus Kellen Moore. I don't know much about either, I'm going to be honest, but I'm just going to take Jeff Hafley. Joe Brady versus Sean Steichen. think they're built like the same, but again, I'm gonna have to go younger here and go Shane Steichen. We're on to the next round. So let's lock in here. Nick Sirianni versus Mike McCarthy. Ooh, Mike McCarthy's way older than Nick Sirianni, but he's bigger. Ooh, I feel like this is like a 50-50. Would I be crazy? I'm gonna go Mike McCarthy. We've seen him. We've seen what he could do to a tablet. So like, I think he would just, yeah. Sean McVay. I know I just glazed Sean McVay before, but Dan Campbell takes us easily. Yeah, Mike Vrabel takes this. There's not even an argument. I didn't even think Clint Kubiak should win. He said an easy matchup. Kevin Stefanski or Ben Johnson. As I said before, Ben Johnson's going to run some crazy out of the blue play and just hit him. Well, I was about to say something. Him with the unexpected 1-2. Kevin O'Connell or Liam Cohen. This is probably the biggest 50-50 match of this second round, I have to say. But honestly, I kind of like Kevin O'Connell for no reason. I'm just going to go Kevin O'Connell. He's screaming out to me. As I'm going to take Kyle Shanahan here too. Just screaming out to me. Sorry, this is where your run ends, Jim. Robert Saleh is going to party you with that bald, shiny head. Now I think I'm going to have Shane Steichen here. I don't think he's going to make it past the next round, but I'm going to have to take him there. This is actually a banger matchup if you think about Mike McCarthy versus Dan Campbell. I'm going to have to go Dan Campbell. He's just built like that. I don't know, man. Mike Vrabel versus Ben Johnson. I think. But imagine what Ben Johnson wants to win so bad just so he could face Dan Campbell. Nah, I have to go Mike Vrabel. I just have to. Kevin O'Connell or Kyle Shanahan, two of the best QB developers. Let me take Kyle Shanahan. And then I'm just going to take Robert Saleh here. Shane Steichen was more of a Cinderella run here. These seeds don't really matter. They're kind of just random. But I think his Cinderella run has to end. We're down to the final four. This is going to be the match that everyone's watching. This is probably like basically the finale, because I think either of these two are beating the people on the other side. So I think I'm just going to have to go Dan Campbell. Mike Vrabel is a good matchup, but I don't know, man. It's like, it would be like a 50-50, but I'm going to have to take Dan Campbell. Then we got Kyle Shanahan versus Robert Saleh. Give me Robert Saleh. He may coach for the worst team, but he could probably fight. Then the final match. Dan Campbell versus Robert Saleh. As I said before, who is ever going to win that Dan Campbell and Mike Vrabel match is going to win the whole thing, because Robert Saleh cannot beat Dan Campbell. There we go. Dan Campbell is the winner here. He's the winner. No argue. And yeah, if anyone watched this video, this was the first annual bracket, and see you guys next year. Subscribe maybe if you watched and enjoyed.